And I'd like to talk to you about a condition known as subacromial impingement of the shoulder. This is a very common problem of the shoulder, and the key features is pain when lifting your arm up. To understand subacromial impingement, it's worthwhile understanding some of the anatomy and how it comes about in the shoulder. Here we see a picture of the shoulder. This is a right shoulder seen from the side. So towards me is the front of the shoulder. Here you see a blue area. This is known as the subacromial bursa. This is a fluid-filled sac which lies between the bone below, which is the humerus bone, which is covered with the rotator cuff tendons, and then above the subacromial bursa we have the acromion, which is the bone that you can feel at the top of your shoulder from the outside. If we take the bursa away, you can see the rotator cuff tendons here coming onto the humerus bone. The rotator cuff tendons are very important in maintaining the stability of the shoulder joint and helping to lift the arm up as well as moving it round and to the side. Should somebody have a sprain, a minor injury, or overuse of the rotator cuff tendons, their ability to control the main shoulder joint and keep it down is lost. And therefore, as you lift the arm up, the humerus will ride up and therefore narrow the gap between the rotator cuff and the acromion bone at the top, such that these can impinge. Some people tend to have more of a curve on the acromion bone, as you can see in this picture over here, or with time people can develop spurs, which you can see on the acromion bone over here. This further narrows down the space and therefore makes impingement more likely to occur. Impingement tends to occur more commonly in people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. The pain is typically lifting your arm overhead or putting your arm behind your back. It's painful sleeping on the affected side, putting on a coat, or tucking a shirt in. Subacromial impingement can generally be treated in most cases with physiotherapy targeted at building up the rotator cuff muscles, getting their control back, maintaining the range of movement and the stability of the shoulder girdle. Anti-inflammatories and painkillers are often helpful to control the pain, and if required, a steroid injection into the painful inflamed bursa can often be useful. Generally, a maximum of 3 injections is given. It's also important to address the aggravating features, such as your sitting position at a desk, where shoulders can be hunched up, or particular activities that may aggravate the shoulder impingement. Should that fail, surgery may be required. The surgery that's generally performed is known as an arthroscopic subacromial decompression. And here you see the shoulder scope put into the back of the shoulder, into the subacromial bursa, and the bone, that impinging spur of bone, can be shaved away and the bursa cleaned up. Here you can see a view that we see at arthroscopy, that we see at surgery, showing some of the impingement features. Here you see some animated pictures of the operation. You can see the spur over here. The ligament here is released from the bone, and then the bone is beveled off and shaved flat to increase that space. This is generally a day case procedure performed under a general anesthetic or a regional block where your arm is made numb. You'll be able to go home the same day. You can get your arm moving generally straight away. You'll have a sling for comfort and gradually return to your activities and sport as required. After the surgery, you'll require physiotherapy, which will comprise of the number of exercises, working on range of movement, maintaining the rotator cuff, and improving your general muscle strength and abilities.